Tim is calling in from Grand Forks. He's been holding patiently. I feel like we should give Tim 2 books for his patience. Tim, thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good, thank you, and I agree with that, Susie.
It's done.
I have a question for you, Ron. We are studying the Book of Revelation in our adult Sunday school class, and I am confused about the Lamb's Book of Life. When the names were written in, and being that God knows all, does he know who are going to be saved? And if our name is written in the Book of Life, is that also proof that we cannot lose our salvation?
Well, those are all very good questions, and I think that what Scripture indicates is that there are a number of books that God has. And we see the references to various books throughout different Scriptures. And I believe that the Book of Life, to which you're referring in the Book of Revelation, does have the names of all believers. Even Jesus told the disciples, "Rejoice that your names are written in the Book of Life," seeming to indicate that right now, in the present, the names of believers are in the Book of Life. But we're also told, for example, that the Great White Throne Judgment, that God will open books, Christ will open books that record all the actions of the individuals being judged, and they're going to be judged according to the works that they had done. And the purpose of that judgment, of course, is to, number one, populate the lake of fire, but number two, to ascertain degrees of judgment or degrees of punishment for those who are found to be, guilty, which all of them are. But they're going to have varying degrees of guilt and therefore varying degrees of punishment. And so there's a number of books that are referenced. You might even remember Moses. Moses was so concerned about his people that he said, Lord, blot my name out of your book if they can't be saved. And of course that seems to be also a reference to the Book of Life, almost like it's a divine register. And there are some scholars who believe that this probably relates to the doctrine of election, one of those controversial doctrines, but it's the idea that from the beginning of all eternity, God has sovereignly elected certain individuals to salvation. And it's not that he doesn't care about the others, but rather God sovereignly makes this decision, and knowing full well, who is going to respond and not respond to his word. And so, my feeling is that it's like a divine register that records all of our names, and that should cause joy among people. And by the way, I should mention one other thing. There is a verse in, I believe, chapter 3 that makes reference to the possibility of having your name blotted out of the Book of Life. And the reason I want to mention this is because a lot of Christians are concerned that this might indicate that you can lose your salvation. And I don't think that that is the case at all. One of the common ways of teaching among the ancient Jews was to teach a positive truth by negating its opposite. In other words, the primary truth that Jesus is teaching is that you are secure in salvation. And the way that he teaches that is by negating the opposite. In other words, saying that your name will not be blotted out of the Book of Life. And so, no, I don't think that verse indicates that you can lose your salvation at all.